All right, you know what? I can't do it no more. I have to make this video. I can't do it no more. Like I honestly cannot take any more of this shit. Okay, now those anniversary rewards. Honestly, I'm not even surprised. I knew they were going to be the same, but dead ass. Right now, every single year that passes in Genshin, they're gonna give us the same shit, but they're gonna always throw in something that'll deter us from looking at the actual rewards. So like this year, oh shit, the anime. Oh, let's throw in the anime there to announce that it's coming, just so that they can forget about the 20 pulls. Bro, I'm not forgetting about that. Honestly, at this point, I don't care. I paid money to play this game. I've spent a good deal. Let's just say it could have been like a good ass high end PC, or like probably two or three of the PCs that I have right now. So, but hey, yeah, honestly, I wish I could have just took the money that I put in Genshin and put in Honkai Impact, because that game treats me way more better than what Genshin Impact has been treating me, especially when it comes to the gacha rolls. I really wanted to talk about what I feel the game did right and what the game is doing wrong. So it's going to be praises and critiques. I want to genuinely give them feedback, and if they honestly take it, hey, good stuff. If they don't, oh well, what I feel does right. So I'm just going to jump into it. Character design. Now, character design, I got to give it to them. I love it. Two characters in particular, Eula and Jean. And other than those two, there's some characters out there that I'd be like, oh, I would not mind rolling for them, but I'm only going for Archons now, and even that now at this point in my state of mind, that's even questionable. But I just want to move on to the next one. But to sum it all up, character design, I hats off to you guys at Hoyoverse. Music, the fucking music is fire. I don't care what anyone says. My favorites are the Inkonomiya Battle OSTs, the Environment OSTs, and with the newly dropped Sumeru, and I lose my shit. Like I've literally sat through a fight with an enemy at like 1 HP just to listen to the entire thing twice, and then finish them off. Like absolutely amazing. Level design. I've learned to appreciate the level design more than I did before, because I actually want to start to look into game development and seeing the processes behind, like under the hood. And my goodness, now my mind has been like expanded, and now at this point, whenever I'm hopping on Genshin, I'm there for like an extra 30 to 45 minutes, just looking at the environment, seeing all like these textures and shit like that, and like my brain's going overload when I'm seeing all this, trying to break down how all this shit went down, how it worked behind the scenes. Like, my brain is fried. Now, those are my big three things: character design, music, and the level or the environmental design. These things were fucking phenomenal. I have to give the hats off to each team that took part in these, and each individual. Absolutely fucking amazing. Okay. With that out the way, that's all I gotta give them. Unless I'm missing something, hey, I guess you guys can let me know down in the comments. I don't know. But up top of my head right now, those are the three things. Now, what I feel like this game fucked up on, this list is quite big compared to what I got for their praises. And immediately one I want to go off with is the character direction when it comes to split scaling, like when it comes to stats and shit like that, and the role of what the character's supposed to play. They need to like incorporate more characters to balance out who needs what. And for the split scale, it's like, oh, this one character needs benefits off of EM for one thing. Oh, but then the next talent or whatever scales off of some other shit. Like, no, if we're gonna go with one, let's go with one. Sure, sprinkle a character here and there that uses stats that are beneficial, like EM is always a good thing to have. Have a character have that. Sure, I have no problem with that. But if you're making a fucking character that's going to be needing like attack percentage because they're going to be a DPS, and then oh, you got to scale with EM. Oh, then you gotta, let's pull a fucking Kokomi here. Let's minus their crit rate by 100. What the fuck's the point? All of these things you already have to fucking worry about just being like at the base. A character that does not need to scale with any additional stats already need crit rate, crit damage. And then now you're gonna tell me, oh, you could stack up some more EM and shit like that. So what? Now I have to go for like Let's say if it was a goblin and a circlet, crit rate, crit damage, either or for the main stat, and then get substats that are like attack or HP along with EM and energy recharge. Bro, this is so much shit for how sporadic the artifact system is. We're not going to talk about the artifact system now because that's coming in a bit later. How the team goes about performing changes in the game, like additions to features, bug fixes, community feedback. Why the fuck are they fixing the most asinine, dumbass shit that barely pops up in the fucking game? Why? Oh, my Ayatel clipped through a fucking block? Or he does one extra slash than what he's supposed to? No, I don't give a fuck about that. Worry about something else and put your resources into something else that's actually fucking important. And then all these stupid ass questions in the community feedback tab of, oh, shit, honestly, I can't come with an example at this point. You know, actually, I'll do one. Oh, why doesn't my Amber do her little jump animation like we saw in the first thing? Oh yeah, don't worry, we'll get right on it. Bro, we don't fucking use Amber. Nobody uses Amber. Well, actually, one of my buddies actually uses Amber. He has a fucking almost ball Amber, which is pretty sick. But nobody. Why are we asking dumbass fucking questions? I'm pretty sure if you were in the feedback community section, you would have seen these dumbass questions that people are asking that they're fixing. Bug fixes, okay, I appreciate you're fixing some of these, like, if it's the important bugs that are actually altering gameplay, sure, I appreciate it. But these little things that have no fucking meaning to improve the game, don't touch them. That's all I gotta say for fucking performance changes to the game and whatnot. Now, NPCs involved in temporary and permanent content. Why the fuck are there NPCs that are in the main game permanently that are involved in temporary content that you guys are just gonna take out within 2 to 3 weeks? Why do I gotta do an event, talk to the people to a certain point, and then it says, oh, wait, no, you gotta do this side quest that you currently have active? Why can't they all just be like Ullman for the treasure hoarding, or the treasure hunting with the Sealy? He's involved in nothing. He just appears when his event comes up, and then there's a dude that gives us the gifts with the slime boxes. He's not involved in anything. Why are there permanent game NPCs involved in story quests that will actually have us bouncing to and from side quest or main quest or world quests to the event quests? Why is that a thing? Because now I gotta go through this whole jump through all these hoops like it's a Mickey Mouse funhouse, and then bouncing, no, after 30 minutes, because it happens to be a 30 to 45 minute quest, now that I can actually play the event. What if someone was actually trying to speedrun it like the last hour or the last 30 minutes? They're kind of fucked. Because maybe they were, you know what, they had work, they were busy, and I'm already AR60. Like, I put a lot of fucking time into this game. Like, I think like 1,800 plus hours while working. There's no way that NPCs can be involved in both temporary and permanent content. That has to be done. Like, either make NPCs for these certain events, because hey, honestly, at this point, you guys just copy paste NPCs, but just give them different clothing. So why not? Can't be that bad. Make it like Old Man or the guy that gives us the slime boxes. My little gripe, Serenity Put's joke, if you guys know, you know. Mate, is probably because fucking mobile is a thing. Like, you can, like, yeah, sure, you've probably seen videos out there where people are going crazy in the Serenity Pot. But that's not me. I genuinely wanted to build, like, a city in my thing, like how we have in, like, Mondstadt and whatnot, like, Leeway. But no, the moment I was actually starting to get everything together, like, I had a giant tree surrounded by a bunch of flowers with pathways, bridges, stores, stalls, all like that. All of a sudden, I see, oh, load's too high. So now my place is just like a fucking crazy-ass desolate land. So I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm done with this shit. I'm not touching Serenity Pot no more. I'm only getting the coins, getting friendship EXP, dipping out. So it's an absolute fucking joke. And I'm pretty sure it's because of fucking mobile with their storage space limitations. There is no balance in content difficulty. It's either one of the two things. It's either Genshin players complain that content's too hard or content's too easy. Why isn't there just a balance of, hey, you know what? We got these laid back events or just content in general where it's like, hey, you know what? Clear out this camp or whatever. And then we had those events where it's like, hey, you know, you got these 3 levels that are relatively easy, but then you got that fourth one that's supposedly supposed to be hard. And for someone who has spent money and is actually worse than one of my F2 feed friends could still clear it, I may have to think about it a little bit because, hey, I'm not all there when it comes to playing this game because it's just a fucking snooze fest. But, bro, actually have us warrant actually trying and using the artifacts that we actually got. Because for the most part, my artifacts are fucking dog. Until recently, like, they started to improve, but yo, come on. Material farming loop. I don't know what it is. I have a feeling that this game is going to, at some point, pull a Honkai Impact where they take the materials that we had left over and just merge them into one type of material. I'm calling it right now. Because there's no reason why I should have 50 fucking Anemo seeds and then 100 basalt pillars. And you're not making a character use them ever again. There's no way. If they're so dead set on making a new boss every time a new character drops, they're gonna end up having to do something about it. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it will happen. I'm calling it right now. At this point in time in the video, you can come back to it. Give it a year or two, maybe a year or two, because it was the same thing for Honkai Impact. We had so many materials where we had to use for different weapons, different characters. Not even different stigmatas, actually, for that matter. And at some point, they were like, hey, you know what? This is too much. Fuck it. Let's just all merge them together. And that's what happened. That's it for the farming loop, because that's really what it is. Other than that, what? You're going to talk about food, potions, for food buffs and whatnot? Not really. It's more so for the farm materials. That includes weapon materials and character essence materials. At some point, I feel like it's going to all merge together into one thing. What? We're going to have like pages upon pages of material things by the time we get to Conria? I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna happen. That's gonna be like another TLC episode of Hoarders. The events are fucking clapped. I think they are clapped because they are like, what, a week to 2 weeks long? I guess it's because it's based off the theme of what's happening in the patch. But this has to like change. I really think this shit has to change. When we have like a big content drop, I'm fine with these little events here and there. That's okay. But when there is nothing to fucking do, so like for example, if they would just like drop an entire region on us, like they would Sumeru, and now with the upcoming desert area arriving, we can take with like little events here and there sprinkled. But once that's done, if like 3.1 is where they give us everything, and then we have to go through 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5 with absolutely no changes to the map level, bro, that's where you should be like giving us events of like 30 days or like 21 days or some shit like that. That's where you guys should do it. Not like every single event has to be like 1 to 2 weeks long that goes like after one is soon to expire. Oh, 3 days left? Okay. Drop another 2 week event. No. And plus on top of that, you mean to tell me you're gonna give me 2 weeks to fucking mess around with potted plants? I don't think so. Like, shit like that, I'll just wait for, like, the last day or something to do it. And, like, on top of that, the last 2 events we had just now, absolute fucking dog shit. For an account that has spent money, and when artifacts are supposed to matter, my dog shit artifacts still managed to wipe the floor with it. I didn't even bother using any of the mechanics. The tablets, didn't use it. The camera, I used the camera just so it can go by faster. Because they made us use child characters. So, like, I'm not gonna use your mechanic unless you give me trial characters and force me to do it. It's just not happening, bro. Gotcha's fucking clapped. Why it is fucking clapped? Bro, I have to do 90 when you guys are giving me not even a summon a day. The only way I can get a summon a day is by paying you guys for a Welkin. I don't mind paying you a Welkin. It's like, what, $5, $7 for me? Sure, I always fucking top up on my Welkins. Like, I'm at currently 120. At some point, I'm probably going to go to 180 again. For the people who are not going to do that because they can't afford to, you guys have it the worst. You guys are probably sitting there for like a day to 2 days until you actually get oh my god, a summon. Praise the Hoyoverse. That's not how it should work. Like, I don't think, from I remember correctly, I don't think Honkai Impact does it worse, but at least it's better. At least there's shit that you can do in the day that will actually give it to you. And it probably comes up to around a summon, when I remember. At least a day. Without having to pay anything. You log in, do your shit. They had the little thing at the bottom with crystals. There's events, there's things that you could do throughout the week. Bro, I'm having a much easier time getting up summons in Honkai Impact than I'm in Genshin. And this is also because I'm paying for Welkins. That's kind of bad. For like, what, the 4 or 5 years I've been playing Honkai Impact, I haven't bought that Welkin, like, pass for Honkai Impact, and I made more gems. It's kind of ridiculous. Now, I'm going to circle back onto Gacha because I derailed off that. 90 summons, 300 for a character that's not even guaranteed. At least with Honkai Impact, if I'm going to fork over $300 to $450, at least I'm getting that character guaranteed. And there is no, oh, you may get that Kokomi, you may not. You may get that Kazuha, you may not, depending on how your pity's looking, because 50-50s, Nah. Give me a fucking game where it's like, hey, you want to summon on this banner? You're going to get it at this point. I don't care if the pity's still at 90 at the end of all this. As long as you're telling me, hey, you do 90 summons on this shit, you're getting the character you want. I'll take it. But because of this shit, with the amount of 50-50s I've lost, nah, I'm fucking done spending money on your game when it comes to that shit. Like, you guys have that top-up refresh coming back. There's a good chance that's going to sit there until another anniversary, because I'm honestly done. I'm honestly done. For real talk. I'm going to wait until Archons, and I'm pretty sure with my Welkin and all these events you're going to give us that literally the only reason why people do it is because of Primo Gems, I should have enough to get at least, 180 summons for a character. I'll probably end up passing up on the weapon if the Archon comes too soon. Because if they're like, hey, every 0.2 of a patch, we're gonna drop an Archon. Oh well, I guess no weapon. I'll probably find some weapons that I've got that you guys gave me from past other fucking banners without the pity system. Artifact system is absolutely trash. I honestly feel like there is no point for you to have flat fucking stats if there's no characters that will benefit off these flat stats. Why are they in the game? Actually, no, I know why. Because you want to make our life a living fucking hell when it comes to getting artifacts. For content that's not even there to use these artifacts. Might as well take them out. If you're not going to introduce a character that's like, hey, get as much flat stats as possible and you'll fucking wipe the floor with the Spiral Abyss, I don't want to see them in the fucking game. I really don't. We need more characters that scale off of these stats or just remove them entirely. Like, yeah, sure, we're starting to get there with characters that scale with HP with Yolanda Kokomi. And then, I guess Ayato is like a side thing for his fucking E ability or whatever. And then with defense with Noelle, Jinyan, and others and whatnot, Kazuha with EM, shit like that. Make it make sense and give us a reason to actually have these stats in the first place. So we don't have to fucking look at the artifact every single time. Oh, it's got fucking flat defense. Oh, it's got defense percentage. Why the fuck do we have this? Bro, give us a reason to have these stats in the first place. Because they're just in there, because we all know it's just how all the fucking equipments and games work. We just gotta fucking smother it with all these trash stats. Makes us have a time sink to put into the game. But then again, we have this time sink, but we can't, once we actually have the shit that we need, play the supposed hard content of the game, it's nowhere to be found. Like, you tell me, y'all are the devs. Where the fuck is the content that's supposed to actually use these artifacts? So I don't think artifacts at this point is mandatory. Stamina system. I don't know about you, but they gotta do one or two things. They gotta increase the rate at which it regenerates. Either keep on, when it comes to weekly bosses in particular, keep on adding on those half cost bonuses, instead of 60 be 30. Because if it's 2 weekly bosses per region, you expect to have 14 weekly bosses with 160 resin to deal with? We're kind of fucked for the week. Because throughout the weekday, our resin's gonna be used on weekly bosses? At this point, outright take away fucking stamina from weekly bosses, man. You really gotta take it out. Because it's only done once a week. Why does it need resin? Plus, on top of that, it's for characters that will no longer be losing the materials. Mondstadt's materials are done for. Leeway's materials are done for, right? Inazuma is on its way to being done for. We're on our way to getting Sumeru weekly bosses. And then cycle's gonna repeat itself. It does not fucking need stamina. Domains, sure, I guess, keep it in there. If that's your one way of keeping us in the game. Oh, I gotta wake up at this time and hop on the game at this time because I gotta make sure my res is not capped. And then use on an artifact domain that's gonna give me nothing for the day. So there goes 160 resin. And this is why I went for guaranteed progression with my resin before I get random progression. Because it's all fucking RNG for the artifact system. That's why I went for materials first, talents first, and then I was like, you know what? Okay, let's go dabble in artifacts. For the longest time, I had shared artifacts because of that reason. I'm looking for guaranteed progression. Content loop outside of events. It's kind of fucking non-existent after when you've done everything. All the world quests, all the story quests, all the hangout quests. Speaking of that, after I hit AR60, I'm not touching those hangout quests unless it's for specific characters. So, what? Tomas? No, I'm pretty sure I did Tomas. Yeah, I did Tomas. Heijo's, if that was his that they dropped there, I'm not doing it. I don't care. Sure, it's Primo's there lying in wait. I'm not fucking doing it. There's no point. Like, it's there just to waste my time. There's no shit for us to do to actually use our artifacts outside of the events that last like 1-2 weeks and then take it out. Like at this point, this whole taking out events, taking out content bullshit needs to stop. Like it's you got to do one of these two things. Keep the content in the game or in some like archive, like how we have all the like audio files for all the quests that we've done in the past. Put it into like a section in the archive, let us replay it, or fucking make a Genshin Impact mobile and make a regular Genshin Impact launcher. So that mobile can do all their fuck shit with taking shit out and then putting it back in. And then for console and PC players, let them have all the fucking content in the game. And they could delete what they want. But hey, maybe it isn't that simple, but I'm just saying. Now, rewarding players for their time, mostly, and as a side thing, or their money. Bro, if I'm gonna spend 1,800 plus hours on a game, including money, when I do other shit outside of this game, I should feel like my time and money was well spent. Because honestly, at this point, all that money feels like it's kind of a waste because my buddy over there, F2P, his account's better. Because obviously, you know, honestly, let's be real, it's probably a skill issue. Because for me, I average like a 10-3 in Abyss. Just because of the sole fact I don't want to do 11 and 12. And he, every now and then, or more often than not, gets 36 stars. Because he's like, oh, you better do it, man. It's fucking easy. I'm like, yeah, it's easy because you actually have good shit. I don't. I just don't give a fuck about this game anymore. Now it's like, hey, you don't give a fuck about this game, why are you playing it? There ain't no other fucking games to play. There really isn't. Like, I don't play Call of Duty and shit like that. All the other games, they're all on a fucking on a downhill spiral. I'll say this much. I'll probably end up doing another video of how I would actually change it. Depending on how this video does, I'll drop the video of how I would revamp Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact does not have much time left with me because Wuthering Waves is on its way. Honkai Star Rail is on its way, and once Honkai Star Rail hits, and if I'm liking it, oh, I'm out of this bitch. Oh, you won't believe. I'm gonna dip out like a father trying to go get milk. Best believe that. If you made it to the end of this video, if you did watch to the end, I guess you want like, subscribe. Your choice. I don't really care about this. I'm not doing this for the sake of some monetary gain. I just wanted to put it out there. Wanted to make content for it to be fun. Who watches it, they watch it. They don't, oh well. Fucking blow it in the wind. I don't care. At least I got what I had to say out there. See you next time or not. Your choice. Deuces.